Racing politics revs up as Red Bull's Helmut Marko drops a bombshell, accusing Mercedes of manipulative tactics and meddling with the FIA. As the F1 engines roar on the track, so does the rivalry between two giants of the sport, Red Bull and Mercedes. This time, it's not just about the speed and finesse on the asphalt. Instead, it's about the behind-the-scenes drama that's shaking up the very foundations of Formula One. Today, we're peeling back the layers on a contentious issue that has the entire F1 community on its toes. The shocking accusation by Red Bull Racing's consultant, Helmut Marko. He alleges that Mercedes is using its influence to sway the decisions of the FIA to curb Red Bull's growing dominance. So let's rev up our engines and dive into the heart of this controversy. But before we navigate this twisting track of accusations and implications, it's crucial to understand the history of the FIA's involvement in Formula One. The FIA isn't just the governing body of F1, it's the organization that sets the rules, regulates the competition, and sometimes finds itself in the middle of controversies. The FIA has had to walk a tightrope for decades, ensuring fair play while encouraging innovation and competition. It hasn't always been smooth sailing. From rule changes that have benefited specific teams to allegations of favoritism, the FIA has had its share of detractors. One such controversy was the infamous Ferrari International Assistance incident, where the FIA was accused of favoring Ferrari, altering regulations to benefit the team. The tale of Crashgate is another twist in the FIA's storied history. In 2008, the Renault team was accused of orchestrating a crash to give one of its drivers an advantage. The scandal shook the sport to its core, and the FIA was thrust into the spotlight, tasked with investigating the claims and ensuring justice. The heated drama of Formula One takes a turn to the technical as we now steer towards the drag reduction system, a revolutionary technology stirring up a storm in the racing world. Introduced in 2011, the DRS was hailed as a game changer. It is a device that adjusts the rear wing's angle on a racing car, reducing aerodynamic drag and allowing it for faster speeds on the straights. Essentially, the DRS makes overtaking more feasible, thus injecting an extra dose of excitement into the races. But like any innovative system in the ultra-competitive world of F1, the DRS hasn't been free of controversies. Our first pit stop in this technical saga is with the seven-time world champion Lewis Hamilton. Known for his candidness, Hamilton has made headlines with his comments about Red Bull's superior speed with DRS. He's suggested that Red Bull's system is more efficient, giving them an advantage in straight-line speed. Considering the tiny margins that often decide the fate of F1 races, Hamilton's claims hint at a potentially significant edge for Red Bull. Backing Hamilton's assertions, Toto Wolff, the team principal at Mercedes, hasn't held back in expressing his concerns about Red Bull's alleged DRS advantage. Wolff's words have been stern and straightforward. He finds Red Bull's higher speed in the DRS zones disturbing. To further understand this controversy, we delve into the realm of technical experts, dissecting the specifics of Red Bull's triple DRS. They suggest that this system might be granting Red Bull an extraordinary advantage on the straights. While every team in F1 strives to optimize their DRS for maximum benefit, there's a growing belief that Red Bull has discovered a solution that pushes the boundaries of the current rules. Red Bull's triple DRS is speculated to work in a way that influences not just the rear wing, but also other aerodynamic elements of the car, creating an overall reduction in drag that surpasses what other teams have achieved. Some argue that this is merely clever engineering within the existing rules, but others see it as a potential violation of the spirit of competition. Some, on the other hand, also believe that the governing body is being influenced by Mercedes to hinder their rivals and protect their crown. The claim, dropped like a hot potato by Helmut Marko of Red Bull, suggests that Mercedes is not just battling it out on the track, but also playing a strategic game off the track. It's a controversial accusation that adds fuel to the fire of an already heated rivalry between Red Bull and Mercedes. As we continue to unpack this complex issue, it's clear that Formula One is about much more than speed and strategy. It is a chess game where the pieces are constantly moving and the board is as dynamic as the roaring engines on the track. Delving deeper into the DRS controversy, let's first examine the specifics of the FIA's decision to shorten DRS zones. During the Azerbaijan and Miami Grand Prix, the FIA reduced the length of these crucial zones by approximately 100 meters. While this may not seem like a significant change, it can dramatically impact a driver's ability to overtake in a high-speed, high-stakes world like Formula One. This decision has drawn mixed reactions from the F1 community, with some arguing that it's an effort to level the playing field by counteracting Red Bull's perceived advantage with their DRS system. Others believe that the FIA is attempting to encourage closer racing, thus intensifying the competition. However, the detractors see this as evidence of the FIA meddling with the natural progression of the sport. Taking a closer look at Lando Norris's concerns, the young British driver has shared his apprehensions in interviews. It's harder to overtake, and that's not what we want in Formula One. His opinion echoes the sentiments of many in the F1 community who feel these changes may negatively impact the sport's entertainment value. The shortened DRS zones could lead to fewer overtaking opportunities, which could translate to less thrilling races for the fans. Moving on, Helmut Marko's claim that the FIA is shortening DRS zones to nullify Red Bull's advantage adds another layer of intrigue to this ongoing saga. Marko emphasized that these changes seem directed at Red Bull, stating, "Every time we have a bit of an advantage with the DRS, it is immediately taken away from us." Though not backed by concrete evidence, his accusations have sparked a heated debate within the F1 community. As we navigate the complexities of the DRS controversy and the FIA's decisions, it becomes increasingly evident that Formula One is more than just a sport. It's a high-stakes game of strategy, innovation, and politics. In addition, Marko has also openly pointed the finger at Mercedes, blaming them for influencing the FIA's decision to shorten the DRS zones. His claim has not just added a new twist to the narrative, but also opened a Pandoras Box, fueling further speculation and debate within the motorsport community. Marko's allegations are rooted in his firm belief that Mercedes has been playing a strategic game off the track to maintain their dominance. In an interview, he recently said, "It's quite clear that Mercedes is behind the shortening of the DRS zones." These words have sent shockwaves through the paddock, causing unrest and suspicion. Marko's assertion is indeed bold, and while it lacks concrete evidence, it highlights the high-stakes game of influence and power. But the Red Bull advisor didn't stop there. In a display of biting critique, Marko called out Mercedes for their past dominance due to engine superiority, while now complaining about Red Bull's DRS advantage. He further stoked the flames of controversy by adding, "They have dominated for years thanks to their engine superiority. Now they are complaining about our DRS." This apparent jab at Mercedes not only underscores the growing animosity between the two teams, but also brings to light the nuanced dynamics of competition in F1, where historical precedents are never forgotten. Now, to fully grasp the gravity of Marko's accusations, we must take into account the current performance of Mercedes. Once a seemingly unbeatable force, the team has been grappling with an underperforming car this season. The German outfit's dominance has been significantly challenged, making the situation ripe for speculation and accusations of foul play. Mercedes' performance dip has been a talking point in the racing world, with pundits and fans analysing the team's struggles. The impact of their underperforming car has been far-reaching, leading to a decline in their performance on the track and consequently their standing in the championship. This development has, in turn, intensified the rivalry with Red Bull, who are now vying for the top spot. This downturn in Mercedes' form has painted them as the underdog in this season's narrative, a position they're not typically accustomed to. As a result, theories about the team seeking tactical advantages, including alleged influence over FIA decisions, have gained traction. This narrative, while unproven, adds a layer of intrigue to the already heated competition between Red Bull and Mercedes. However, even in the turbulent controversy surrounding the DRS zones, the sailors of this high-octane sport, the drivers, have continued to navigate their way through. Among the drivers, Max Verstappen's run at the Miami Grand Prix stands as a shining beacon, a triumph of skill and strategy over the perceived disadvantage of shortened DRS zones. Despite the reduction in DRS length, Verstappen steered his Red Bull to an impressive victory in Miami. Despite the DRS constraints, his adaptability and skillful maneuvering underscored his caliber as a top-tier driver in the sport. Verstappen's triumph is not merely a race victory, it's a statement that a driver's prowess and a team's tactical acumen could rise above regulatory changes and technical adjustments. Christian Horner, team principal at Red Bull, known for his sharp wit and candid remarks, didn't hold back either. In the backdrop of the controversy, Horner's comments served as teasing jabs at other teams. He questioned the irony of teams complaining about Red Bull's DRS advantage, stating, "It's a bit rich of them to moan now when they've had the upper hand for so long." His comment clearly references Mercedes, who've enjoyed a long spell of dominance in the turbo-hybrid era. Horner's comments reveal more than just a playful exchange of words. They highlight the psychological aspect of Formula One. His ability to turn up the heat with words, inducing pressure on the rivals, showcases the mental warfare that forms an integral part of this thrilling sport. Mind games can sometimes be as decisive as the raw horsepower of an F1 car, and Horner's remarks are a testament to that fact. On the other side of the grid, Lewis Hamilton, the knight of the Mercedes team, voiced his dissatisfaction over the FIA's decision to shorten the DRS zones. He said, "It's a shame they've shortened the DRS zone, it just makes it harder to overtake." His comments reflect the sentiments of many drivers who believe the change could diminish the thrill of wheel-to-wheel racing, a critical aspect that makes Formula One a global spectacle. Hamilton's concerns extend beyond the cockpit of his Mercedes. He's worried about the sport's entertainment quotient, the adrenaline rush that fans across the globe experience when a daring overtaking maneuver is executed at blistering speeds. He fears that the shortened DRS zones might lead to processional races, robbing the fans of the unpredictability and excitement they crave. Let's now shift our focus to the governing body at the center of the controversy. The FIA, sensing the issue's magnitude and understanding the various opinions within the Formula One fraternity, has decided to call a meeting with the drivers to openly discuss the prevailing DRS issues. This action demonstrates the FIA's commitment to maintaining open lines of communication, particularly when it comes to matters that directly impact the drivers and the competition. This much-anticipated meeting is intended to provide a platform for the drivers to express their concerns and viewpoints directly. It signifies the governing body's readiness to entertain potential modifications and improvements to the current DRS regulations, with the ultimate goal of enhancing the sport's overall competitiveness and spectator appeal. Diving deeper into the future implications of these talks, it's essential to understand the potential for sweeping changes. Any adjustments to DRS zones and the governing regulations could significantly shift the competitive dynamics of Formula One. Teams may need to recalibrate their strategies, drivers might have to adapt their driving styles, and the overall racing spectacle could witness a transformation. The ripple effect of these modifications could permeate the sport, leaving a lasting impact on the competitive balance and the spectacle of Formula One. And so, as we reach the finish line of this thrilling narrative, it's time to take a step back and survey the complex landscape of Formula One politics and rivalries that have been uncovered. Helmut Marko's audacious accusations ignited a fierce debate within the F1 community. Moreover, the ongoing rivalry between Red Bull and Mercedes has intensified, with the DRS controversy serving as the latest battleground in their quest for supremacy. This heated competition underscores the high stakes and relentless pursuit of excellence that define the world of Formula One. Every decision, both on and off the track, can have far-reaching implications. And as the teams vie for the upper hand, it is the fans who are treated to a captivating spectacle of speed, skill, and strategy. Ultimately, the heart of this issue lies in the need for fair competition and transparency in Formula One. The sport thrives on its ability to captivate and engage audiences, with rivalries and controversies only adding to its allure. However, it is essential that the FIA, as the governing body, ensures a level playing field for all participants. The spirit of fair competition must be preserved, allowing the teams and drivers to showcase their prowess without undue interference or manipulation. In conclusion, the twists and turns of this enthralling tale remind us of the ever-changing and often unpredictable nature of Formula One. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of F1 rivalries and controversies, be sure to stay tuned for more insights, analysis and stories from the captivating realm of motorsport. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to join us on this exhilarating journey through the fast lane of Formula One.